We continue on our Sunday tour. I am going to go through all the aged horses with you. Now, some of these horses are going to change. And actually, there's some horses added to this list. Who did I add this week? I don't have My Mini Miracle on here. I'm going to start with those ones. My Mini Miracle isn't on here. I trained that horse Saturday. I don't know if she's a Mohawk horse, but I know she's a useful horse. Between the non-winners at 50 all over Ontario, because she gets allowance. Non-winners at 50 or 60 all over Ontario. Races in Northfield Park and in the Meadows for her. That's outside if she can do it Mohawk, which I believe and hope she can, but I think she's a bigger field horse. She's a horse where you're going to have to put her in a racing situation to see her at her best. She just kind of did her work on Saturday, but a beautiful mare. I really, really like this mare. I hope she does well at Mohawk next week. The other aged horse would be Laugh Now. Obviously, you guys are gonna have to wait a few weeks. I know I'm gonna get some dirty looks from James when I put him in the race bike Tuesday. But the only reason I am is because I know he needs a gate and strap on the left. I was explaining to Steve the mechanical issues I can see with him. The biggest one is when he creeps over on the left shaft, he's more prone to make a break. I can tell you why that is. I can't exactly tell you why he does it yet. I suspect he's touching himself somewhere, and horses, it's like anybody else. I talk to you guys all the time about sometimes when horses get to the turns, they box up their gait, they shorten their gait up. That's when they really interfere and make breaks. It's the same at high speeds in other places too. Is he at high speed, touching up on his right hind, and then because of that, his first instinct is to coast over to the left shaft. That only leads to more hitting. So put that gate and strap on, keep him from doing that, and that should mitigate all the other mechanical issues that I see taking place after that. It's a cascade. That first interference leads to everything else, which inevitably leads to a break. I think we got him all wrapped up now, but he's going to need that gate and strap. So he's going to go on the race bike, maybe go a mile in 210, 212, 215. And at that point, I'll know what he can do. I know James hates that. He hates when you jump all over the place with the horses. James is a very meticulous person when it comes to training. He believes 40, 30, 25, 20, 20. Somewhere along the line, just progressively, easily take them down, never expose them, never hurt them, never work them too hard. I'm the opposite. You go to the Army, I've never ever seen any movies or heard of anybody in the Army saying, yeah, my instructor asked me if he thought I could do 80 push-ups, and just to make things easy for you today, just do 60. No, I'm going to have you do 85 just to see if you can. Sometimes that's the way it is. I work our horses very, very hard, which is the opposite of some people. These are athletes. These horses are going to go and compete against other horses, other trainers, other drivers that want it as much or more as them. We need to have horses that are prepared and ready to go. So Tuesday, I'm going to work Laugh Now, probably in the race bike in 215-ish to see how he feels. Mostly because I know he needs that gate and strap. It's really hard to fasten one on a jog cart because it comes straight back or a bike goes out, so you get that angle to get that gate and strap onto those horses a little closer. We have horses that wear them all the time. Purple Aura wore one last year, needed one very badly all year long. Sweet on Pete wore one also, I believe, for a little while. Lots of our horses do. Sometimes they just need a little help to get to the point where their confidence can raise. Once you get their confidence up, a lot of that equipment and gear can come off. But for right now, Laugh Now is going to need that gate and strap. It's going to go on the race bike, and he's going to be in the race bike on Tuesday. Now, who else do we got? Any other new ones? Royston's Punch, is he on here? He's not on here. Royston's Punch is racing Monday, obviously. We schooled him on Friday, so you're not... I know if you tune into the broadcast, it was funny, they said, Kings County, he hasn't raced in 3.5 weeks. We don't know how tight he is. Just a little update for everybody doing handicapping out there. Very rarely you are not going to see the horses from the stable.ca not be ready to go and tight. Kings County schooled in 58 a week before he raced at Mohawk. There's a very rare time frame where you might find a stable horse race short. No free lunch. Last night, somebody had messaged me and says, he ready to go? Can he win? I said, no. James is going to be conservative with him, and what you see is what you get. He's been in 2 minutes. We just opted for a race instead of a schooler or a qualifier, a second one. You can be sure he'll be ready to rock next week. Those types of instances will come up once in a while. It's a rarity, and it's certainly no shot. Royston's Punch, his screws are tightened down tight for Monday, so he should be plenty fine for Monday evening. Adrenaline Rush, back jogging good now. Luckily, I don't know, they said it was the first time he had the corks on him. That week they said seemed like he was favoring that left hind a little tiny bit. Now, I was concerned, obviously, when I heard somebody say he's favoring his left hind. That's the one we had the operation on. That's the one that has the screw in it. So I was worried. But, just back in here. But, I'm going backwards. Okay, hold on. We're just going to get some lunch. T-Rex going crazy? Okay. But he was fine. It's just a matter, I think it was just the corks, the jarring, the jogging. He was a little pinchy on it, but they gave him the weekend off, sweated him up. He's fine now. Adrenaline rush is good. Bolt Power will likely school on Friday and be ready to go soon. Brave World will likely also be ready to go very soon. Harry Bolton's got a lot of horses getting ready to go in the next 2 weeks. Captain Mike Dio. I schooled him on Friday. Can he go at Mohawk? I don't know. We're going to see. We bought him to be a horse. He's definitely a horse. He's going to race. Can he pace 56 right away at Mohawk? I don't know. But I will find out. I'm going to drive him on Thursday just because I don't know what he's going to be like. Compass Rose DC. I told everybody Jason won't drive her. He's driving her again this week. They needed a horse in the amateur. She drops money off of her card now, so she's going to have at least a start or two before we shut her down and breed her. Obviously, her and My Jazz are going out in two different ways, but two very, very talented mares that I can't wait to see their foals next year. Don't believe me, just watch. Went to Mohawk, trained. I think Harry said 2.8 or 2.10 in the jog cart. A good mile for this guy. He's getting close also. Globe Trotting's out for another 3, 4, 5 weeks, something like that. High Gear No Fear has been training now. They've been training him in 25. Just remember, 25 every week. His blood is good. He's starting to shine again. He's putting weight on. So he's well on his way to getting to where we need him to be. Eglariam trained fantastic the other day. Super impressed with her. I know a lot of people said, just doing a little video, I'll be 1 sec. A lot of people had said, geez, you got her staked in a lot of stake races at 4. You think she's that good? I don't know that we've had very many 3-year-olds that win in 53 as easy as that Trotting filly did, not once but twice. So to extrapolate that talent forward, I don't think is unfair to her. I think the world of this filly, and I wanted to make her eligible to some stakes at 4. I'm a Lovely Lady is racing on Wednesday. I'm going to drive her at Northfield Park. She's in to go with Mama Knows Best. The problem was there was overlap with Jekyll. This will likely be Jekyll's last week with us. We made the shoeing changes. Jason says, what do you want to do with him? I said, I want him tight. Train him up tight. He trained him yesterday in the race bike at Northfield Park. He will be on his toes on Wednesday night. Jazzy Judy, there's a horse I don't know yet. I thought that we'd have some people. We had some mild interest in her. Nobody really came through and followed through with an offer on her. Are we going to have to bring her back? Are we going to have to do something with her? I don't know. At this point, I'm in uncharted territory. I really thought we'd have some interest. We don't have any yet. That may change come Monday. It's a very fluid situation with Jazzy Judy right now. Jekyll and Hyde, as I said, will race on Wednesday evening. I expect him to be good. It'll likely be his last race with us. Kings County, Monday night. I drew the 8-hole with him. He's racing. Can't wait to drive him. This is a good-looking horse. I like this horse. LD's Patrick. Thursday evening, Yonkers Raceway. The Rail is LD's Patrick this week. So that'll be a new chapter for us in 2022. Our first start in New York, our first start at Yonkers. Looks like it could be an impressive one also, hopefully, if Patrick continues his winning ways. Another McDonald will be driving LD's Patrick in Mark McDonald this week, my other brother. Locatelli James is driving in with Kings County. They're going to lock horns with 8 other horses on Monday evening. 1 sec, babe. Mama Knows Best, Wednesday racing. She drew the outside racing against I'm a Lovely Lady. We'll see how she does. I thought she was very impressive with no hobbles on in her qualifier. Can't wait to see both those fillies race without the hobbles for the remainder of 2022 and as long as they stay with us. My Jazz, favorite 8-5 tonight. My God, if you'd have seen how lame this filly was at the start of the year and the problems that she worked through to get to where she is, this is 4 in a row heading into tonight at 8-5. Realistically, could and should be 5 in a row and a final to boot. This could be a real great story for the end. This filly could end up with 35 grand made this year. No, more than that. She got 23 right now. So if she won tonight, it'd be 28. She wins the finals, 38, almost 40 grand made in 2022. It's hard to believe. But yeah, and there's just nowhere else to race her though. She's a 12 to 15 claimer after this pop-up series. There's just nothing for her. So we're going to breed her. I do have her locked in now to international money. So I'll do a broodmare section this today also. I think we have our horses locked in. I've made the decision where we're going with all of them. I'll unveil that later. There'll be a video for our broodmares. 8 horses, where they're going, what they're doing. Today you're going to have that video. No free lunch was awesome last night. I knew James would be conservative with him. 27 flat on the end of it off a 2-minute mile, 55 last night. This horse getting ready for the Ontario boys. I think his gait has changed. I think he's stronger, faster. Yeah, just give me 1 second. I'm almost done, boo-boo. Yeah, inside we're going to eat. Noodles? You want to eat noodles with me? Okay. I jumped over my... no, I didn't. No free lunch. 55 last quarter, 27 last night. Looked impressive. I think he is on track to show some big miles here when the Ontario Boys Series starts. So and Sue, I'll drive her in the final on Thursday. James said he told the truth. He said he just pushed her off stride the other night. Hopefully she does good in the final. She's always right there. Hey, shh. She's always right there, ready to do good things, but just can't put it all together all the time. So hopefully Thursday night is a breakthrough moment for her in Ontario. Stonebridge Stemba is getting ready also. He'll be ready soon enough to race. Swan's Honey is in tonight, picked a win from the rail. A good finish tonight means she makes the final of the pop-up series. We may put her on gate tomorrow before the pop-up series final because I don't think she can beat My Jazz, and I think she'll never be worth as much as she is for the pop-up series final. We may put her online tonight after she races. Tour de Lindy was fantastic last week. Do you own any Tour de Lindy?
No.
I love that horse. He's just a horse I love. Jason said, you coming over Wednesday? I want to drive all the other horses, but Tour de Lindy, I like this horse. He's just a nice horse to be around. You know what's funny?
On Wednesday?
He's in on Wednesday. Herb Holland had him when he was young. He went from Tony Alani with 1 start to Herb Holland, and Mario drove him 3 times. That was 5 years ago. I doubt Mario remembers that. I just happened to look at his lines last night. Mario Bergeron drove this horse 3 times for Herb Holland when he was...
I bet he does remember.
No, when he was 3. And he might, I don't know.
They do.
Yeah. I remember most everything. If he was an ordinary animal, I have a pretty good filter. If I didn't like the horse, I immediately forget about it.
Well,
you might ask me next week, I'll be like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So Tour de Lindy, as an 8-year-old now, is a horse that I really love. I love driving, I like being around him, and I like owning him with you. He's in to go Wednesday. Walk on the Moon, I trained in the jog cart, 2-7. Another horse like a Glary M, also winning 53 as a 3-year-old. And everybody said, why do you haven't paid in a 4-year-old stakes? Because I want him to be a good horse. I think he could be a good horse. And if he matures into a good horse, then we'll be in the right spot with him heading into the rest of 2022. White Tiger, Open didn't go this week. This horse raced for like a year and a half. Almost a year and a half. So, White Tiger, a week here and there, not the end of the world. And then, Yes was supposed to come back. We didn't get him back yet. There was a little confusion. I was going to send Compass Rose DC to the Meadows for her last 2 starts. I may send her, I guess, if there's not something for her next week. And Wayne Schaefer lives, I believe, north of the Meadows. So he was going to drop off Yes at Tim's. They were going to bring Compass Rose DC up, swap horses. Yes would go back to Northfield. Compass Rose DC would get ready to be bred at Schaefer Farms. It just didn't go that way yet. So Yes, it still turned out. We'll bring him in this week. I'll get him this week, I promise. We'll get him. So that is the aged horses. We're slowly getting through our videos. We're in Barrie. Right now we're going to go to Jack Astor's. I used to go here all the time when I drove at Barrie all the time. Great food. I love it here. We are going to go have a little bite to eat. Steve and I and John and Julia and Addie Bear. Yay. Say bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Take care.